it's beyond T-Rell. There's a general consensus amongst a lot of black and brown people that all white people are racist. And
Yes, I mean, I believe to a certain extent, I believed probably up until like 2 or 3 years ago that every white person that I seen, including their kids, were racist as fuck.
Well, okay, and on the inverse of that,
I'm not even lying to you.
the inverse of that, like in your home growing up, were white people held in high regard?
No,
Exactly.
we weren't, but we didn't speak about white people. But
But when they came up,
but if segregation was ended in 1965 or some
Right.
shit, then I'm doing the math and I see, okay, he's 70 years old or whatever the case may be. He just went through that shit. Like, he doesn't fuck with me, and his kids probably don't fuck with me, and then there's just a long line going down there. So they just smile, and you get that, you get Target, you get this at Target.
A lot of white
you don't
people weren't
fuck with me, you
hyped
know what I
on
mean?
segregation.
I mean,
Probably, right? Like,
I
even
have
the
no
ones who
idea.
kind of lived through it, like, probably at least half of them weren't
That's why I'm
all that
asking
in
you.
favor of
You're
it,
from
right?
New Hampshire. I
Right.
mean, he's from LA. He's a.
I'm from
No, he's
Omaha,
from
Nebraska.
Yeah.
Oh, you from Nebraska? You're for sure racist.
Hey,
as
and
fuck.
for the record,
Destiny's racist as
no,
fuck.
I just want to say before we let him answer, though, is that I
I argue
remember
against Nick because I see myself in him. If I could destroy the racist part of his soul. That's
my
like my last
parents
Horcrux.
grew up in New Hampshire, and I remember asking them as a kid, like, how much racism did you really see when you were kids and stuff? Did you see separate water fountains, et cetera? And I remember my parents kind of telling me no, that like, up in the Northeast, that even in, when my parents were growing up in like the 60s and 70s, that wasn't really
I mean,
a
because
thing.
we were
I don't
trying
know.
to travel up north, right, to get freedom.
I don't know. I feel like the South and the Northeast were probably like very different culturally. I don't know.
absolutely.
Or my mom is just conveniently forgetting.
So in North Dakota, you didn't experience racism at all.
I think Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh,
So
Omaha, Nebraska. Sorry, I just gave you a whole nother thing.
no, yeah, you're good.
I believe Nebraska
Both
is
racist look.
I believe that is a liberal state. That's a blue state,
no,
right?
no, absolutely not. The
But
city is bluish.
Omaha
Every
is blue,
city is
yeah.
bluish in the United States and the
Yeah.
world, really. But I think that a lot of the racism has to do basically with socialization. If you don't see a lot of a certain type of person, you just kind of start to develop opinions about them. I don't think I ever grew up racist per se. My mom is a Cuban immigrant, so we've got like a big Hispanic side to our family, so maybe that helped. And then my dad, we never, like, my mom was very Catholic Christian growing up. Like, we love all people. Like, that racism shit was never acceptable. But like, even into my early 20s, I think 2021, like, I would have this idea in my head first, like, I could never date a black woman. I just couldn't. We would never like be similar in anything. But that's because I think I don't know if I'd ever seen, I probably saw one black woman my age from age like 0 to 18, probably. Maybe one or maybe two. But then I traveled down to Miami once and I went to a casino. That opinion changed in like 2 fucking minutes.
So you went to the strip club.
No, not a strip club, casino. And
That
there
fool
was
saw one King magazine and was like, Black Lives Matter.
it was a casino and it was a dealer. It was a dealer in a Miami casino. And I was like, oh shit, this woman is cool as fuck. But it was literally just a matter of like
He saw Maya
socialization.
and was like, it's good.
But think about that. Think about how easily he, without trying, was able to grow up with the assumption that he would never have anything to do with a black woman sexually just because he wasn't around it, wasn't exposed to it. And that's like,
But I had
that's
the
pretty
same.
interesting.
But I had the same experiences, and I feel I had the same thoughts. Like, I could never date a white woman. Like, I could never date a Hispanic woman, an Asian woman. Like, it could only be black. But I feel like some of that shit is learned behavior.
I feel like most of it is because we know this. I don't want to do like the whole studies or whatever, but like when kids are socialized around other kids, you just grow up like with a way more neutral opinion. Like, here's something that pisses me off a lot. And people like Nick will say this all the time: we're very tribalist. That's true, but your tribe can grow to include a huge range of people. Like, people in San Francisco are just as tribalist as people in the most redneck part of Louisiana, but the tribe in San Francisco, it like branches out to like BLM people, to like blue dudes with septum piercings that go to Starbucks all the time. Like, their tribe is just way bigger in terms of like the different types of people, or at least the way they look in their group. And yeah, like, the more you like, dude, I've been to events where I'll have like trans fans that will show up. There was one that I went to, a really conservative area, and we'll go out to like a restaurant and eat. And just by talking to this like one trans girl for like an hour, like, all of these guys that are like, these are not like friendly conservative. These are like ride or die, like MAGA people, like Trump people. They're like way more chilled out talking to her by the end of like 2 or 3 hours, just because they've gotten to see a trans person in real life. That's not an insane fucking lunatic from Twitter and everything. So
They was trying to hit that, be honest.
sure, but I'm just saying saying that like, yeah, I mean maybe, but like I'm just saying that like the socialization thing is fucking huge. And to white people, like black people are, if you grow up like in areas like I do, like you guys are in gangs all the time, you got guns, you I guess rap at every free moment of the day, and it's just in general a very scary experience to like an average white person that's never seen a black person before. You know,
I mean, that's
like,
what you think about me. Like I rap every fucking moment of the day.
I don't. But I'm saying that, like
truth.
if you get like a white person in like some like fucking suburban community or like rural community, like that's what they think because that's all you see on TV, and that's like the impression. And then I'm sure, yeah, for black people, like they probably think like white people close the door, they get their glass of milk, and then we just talk about like how much like black people are fucking the country up constantly for hours and hours on end. Like, yeah, when you don't socialize with other people, that's just what happens. We're not around the groups.
Yo, we just hit 400,000 subscribers right here on the Clips channel. So if you want to help us out, click subscribe, get us to 500K. Yeah.